Megan and Robert Daniel lived as if they were a married couple. They lived together, their families accepted them, and they applied for domestic partnership and gave each other power of attorney in case of an emergency. Yet they were missing one thing, a marriage certificate. By the year 2000, their 5th year of domestic partnership, Daniel was sent to the intensive care unit. Daniel rushed after him, yet the hospital did not let him see Daniel, simply because they were not a family. These people had been together for 5 years, yet they were not a family, just partners. Such stories are common between homosexual couples in the United States. Legal marriage is unattainable for most homosexual couples in the United States. My partner and I believe that legalization of homosexual marriage should be a major concern of our society today. Thus, we will be arguing that the United States should legally recognize marriage between homosexual couples. Before I go on to the 3 claims, it is important to define inequality. Inequality, as we will be referring to, is a state of being treated differently from how the majority is being treated. So, my 3 claims are: 1, there is an inequality in how some people are being treated in the United States. 2, the heterosexual society is being hypocritical with what is quoted in the Bible. And 3, giving homosexuals the right to marry results in economic benefits for the entire nation. So, my first claim, the significance claim, is that there is an inequality in how people are treated in the United States. An article by The Guardian in 2014 states that 17 out of 50 states, plus Washington, D.C., which is about 34% of the United States, allow homosexual marriage, while 33 out of 50, which is 66% of the United States, ban homosexual marriage. 4 recent national and 2 state-level population surveys also claim that there is an approximate of 3.5% of adult population that are homosexual. This is a total of about 9 million Americans, which is roughly the population of the entire New Jersey. The population of inequality refers way back to where the United States was founded on, the Declaration of Independence. It starts off as, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It states that all men are created equal, yet 66% of the United States refuse to treat 3.5% of their citizens equally. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment also claims, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or pursuit of property without due process of law. This means that none of the states are allowed to manipulate one's life or their freedom. Yet 30 states of 50 are allowed to ban a person's right to celebrate a commitment. So since I quoted the Declaration of Independence, it is also fair to note that it quotes that we are endowed by our Creator, which leads me to my inherency claim. The inherency claim is that the heterosexual society is being hypocritical with what is quoted in the Bible. It is true that the United States is mainly a Christian or a Catholic country, but this does not justify the ban of homosexual marriage. Rather, an article by an Australian newspaper, Sydney Morning Herald, states 4 in 10 same-sex couples are Christian. This means that about 40% of homosexuals are Christian. Also, in reference to the Bible, we must note that there is no evidence that biblical writers knew of the existence of homosexuality. An article published by Mount Morris Community Church claims the word homosexuality is a modern term and did not exist during biblical times. Biblical writers had no concept of sexual orientation as we understand those today. So this states that what the Bible states is not referring to homosexuality, and that homosexuality is a modern discovery. So if we were to mention homosexuality as a sin, we must also consider other sins listed in the Bible. A pro-homosexual marriage Christian website states, heterosexual Christians are being unbiblical by using the Bible as a justification for applying absolute standards of morality to homosexual sins, while they at the same time themselves routinely engage in sinful actions. These actions refer to, an example would be listed in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7, claiming that we should not eat pork, yet most of us do. So what they're trying to say is that it is hypocritical just to point out one sin stated in the Bible, yet ignoring the others. Apart from these constitutional and biblical claims, it has also been discovered that homosexual marriage results in national benefits. This leads me to my last claim, the solvency claim. It is that giving homosexuals the right to marry results in economic benefits for the entire nation. A New York City newspaper article, Bloomberg Politics in 2011, claimed nearly $260 million was injected into the New York City economy in the year following legalization of same-sex marriage. This is followed by a New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg's quote, "Marriage equality has made our city more open, inclusive, and free, and it has also helped create jobs and support our economy." So to view this idea as a whole, an article published by Think Progress, published in 2013, uses this statistics from New York City to view the entire nation. It quotes, "There will be a slightly positive impact on the budget if same-sex marriage were to be legalized in all states and recognized by the federal government. An extra $1 billion each year for the next 10 years. It estimates that the government would see a small increase in tax revenue from $500 million to $700 million annually from 2011 to 2014. So tax revenues paid for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and disaster relief. So as such, it has been proven that legalizing homosexual marriage benefits the economy also. So when considering legalization of homosexual marriage, it's important to note that its legalization not only benefits homosexuals as individuals, but also helps the United States society as a whole.